Hello and welcome to That Shooting Show. My name is Steve Anderson. I am your humble, temporary South African host. So, Mora.
Good job.
Yeah?
That was great.
Was that lekker?
That was great.
Lekker? All right. So, we are, of course, here in South Africa. Kita Busse is currently sleeping. You guys were up late last night doing girl talk.
Yeah, we were chatting a lot.
Chatting a lot.
Yes.
And Henny went to bed much earlier than I did. I got bundled up under 17 coats and I passed out on the couch.
Henny was broken yesterday.
Yeah, we broke it. Well, Kita broke Henny.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have been. Oh, so let's do the news first. Thanks to the magic of shipping people, all of the Steve Anderson books are finally back in stock.
Yeah.
So what happened was I divorced my shipping manager.
Yep.
Right? And when you divorce your shipping manager, it's not AndersonShipping.com. Like we went from AndersonShouting.com and then we lost AndersonShipping.com.
And
now
you were just Anderson.com.
Right. That's right. And now we're finally back to AndersonShipping.com. And most importantly, we are AndersonShooting.com.
Shooting.
And so when you booked this tour, so this is our 7th time in South Africa, 7th year in a row.
7th year in a row.
7th tour. I'm not smoking.
Good job.
Have you ever seen me this happy?
You're like a different, half a person.
I'm half a person.
And a different person.
And a different person.
A happy person.
A happy person.
Jolly.
I know. Like every day is the best day ever.
But you start early in the morning and you need to keep your happiness to a minimum until I've had my coffee, please.
So when you booked this tour,
Yep.
I broached to the idea. I said, hey, what if we bring Kita Busse? And you didn't know much about her, did you?
I met her once for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the extent of my knowledge.
And you probably thought the same thing I did. Oh, okay, this girl wrote a book about movement. Cool.
Yeah.
You had no idea.
I had no idea.
What do you know now?
Her approach to stages, movement, her philosophy and science that she puts behind everything that she thinks and says, it's really on a different level. And for somebody that is
Henny,
not...
stay close. We need you.
Somebody, she's not a shooter as such, but she approaches it from a different angle.
She's
right?
a scientist.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a scientist. Like she's an actual scientist.
Yes.
She wore white lab coats and shit and stuff. That's what people don't know. Like, she reached out to me after my divorce on a human level, and she says to me, "Hey, I know what you're going through. I know how you're hurting.
Yep.
I see you as a human being, and I want to help you." And I was like, "Cool." She wrote a book about movement, and then I reread the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you see? So I've been telling people, and I don't think people believe me. Like, you've seen me for 7 years. You have attended more Steve Anderson training than perhaps any human being on the planet.
Yes.
How many hours is that? That's two. Hang on.
2 weekend classes a year.
Right. Okay, so how many hours per year do you think? 2 weekend. So that's 16.
Yeah.
For 1 week.
For 1 week, and so that's...
Mental management is another 6.
Yep.
Plus 6.
Plus,
That's actually another 16. So 2 more 2-day classes.
Yes.
Classes.
And then you add at least 2 single-day classes.
Plus 8.
And then you times that by 7.
And wait, hang on. What about the hanging out talking about shooting after the class?
Oh, goodness.
That's another 3 hours. 3 times 21 is 21 hours. Plus 21. Okay, that's times 7. So you've roughly had 200 hours of Steve Anderson training.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've had 200 hours of, and you've endured it quite mightily, and you've now we add Miss Busse to the mix, and like
the things that I saw
yes
her teach people, and the way that they could the next day after sleeping on it implement those things almost immediately, which means it gets translated from the unknown into the known, as we call it.
Conscious to subconscious. Let's use the right terms.
Yes. So the translation of that skill from the conscious to the unconscious is presented in...
Conscious to subconscious.
Conscious to subconscious.
Let's use the right terms.
Is presented in such a way that it can be absorbed almost immediately.
Right.
and
It's not supposed to happen.
No, it's generally you would have to go back to the shooting range training and now go and implement those things for it to become subconscious
Right.
by repetition.
Right.
And it was almost immediately absorbed
Right.
to being a subconscious skill.
Right. So check this out. These classes that we've done together, I have always been doing my thing on another range. I've only actually, the only thing I've ever seen her do is like a 1-day private. I've never gotten to be the fly on the wall. I've never gotten to attend the class, so I don't know. Like what does she even do? Like what happens when you go over there?
So she starts out with a sample stage, as you would call it,
Okay.
and she evaluates everybody from just observing. So there's no feedback, no comments, no do this.
Just shoot the stage.
Just shoot the stage.
Okay. That's the same thing I do.
It's the same
What
thing.
are the odds? No instructions.
For baseline, right? So she gets a baseline on a stage.
Mm-hmm.
Then she has a talk about stage planning. She's got 10 steps, I think it's 10 steps, or an amount of steps for you to follow when you start planning a stage.
Right.
And she runs through everything from how many targets, how do you find the targets, what happens if you can't find your targets, where are your shooting positions, which positions do you have to go to. And then it becomes more intricate than that because she makes you go to each position and evaluate which targets are available from your various must-go positions.
And let's just add the fact that she has just invented this stage on the fly.
Yeah.
Like there's no stage diagram.
And
she just says, okay, let's just build a stage.
Those are rock star stage.
I know.
I've been doing stage designs, and Henny does awesome stage designs and done this stuff for a while.
Right.
And those things that she just puts up,
Right.
it is mind-boggling.
Right.
The quality of the stages, which obviously is the quality of her thought processes.
Right. Oh, the quality of her thought process.
Uh-huh.
That is epic.
Yeah.
She's brilliant.
But just how she then blows your mind on stage design.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the last thing she says, which is the funniest thing ever,
Which is
stage plans don't matter.
right. So she's gonna give you the
A through Z of how to design a stage plan.
right, exactly. Like these are the things that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was talking with Eugene, and we'll come back to Eugene in a minute. And Eugene said something so. Oh, by the way, I still have his battery pack charger. We need to get that back to him.
I've also got a stapler of his, so
Okay.
we will do a care package to him.
So Eugene, we still have your stuff. We didn't steal it. I promise. You're a genius. You are genius. We'll get that stuff back to you. We promise. So Eugene said something so interesting. He said, Steve, you said stage plan doesn't matter, but then I went to go see Kita, and now I believe that it matters. And I said, Eugene, but you left out one part.
Uh-huh.
He said, oh, yes, stage plan doesn't matter as long as you're not doing dumb stuff. So the 10 steps take out the dumb stuff.
The 10 steps take out the dumb stuff, and then stage plans don't matter as long as you're able to execute.
And that's a match day thing.
Yes.
Right? So yes, in training, in study, stage plan does matter. And we need to stop doing dumb stuff.
Uh-huh.
But once we're done doing dumb stuff, on match day, your stage plan does not matter. And let's prove it. Let's prove it one more time.
Yep.
Shanae, you are slash the Van der Ver. High lady, still pretty high lady. Not
Yeah.
training quite as much, but still rocking pretty hard.
I can rock a stage. I'm third place on my last match. In
Still
general.
Still not training hardly at all.
Nope.
Now, how many times do you get beat with a fantastic execution of not the best stage plan?
A fantastic execution of not a great stage plan. I
Never get beat.
No.
So you never get beat with a great execution of a poor stage plan.
Nope.
Now, how many times have you been beaten with a poor execution of the best plan on the squad?
Oh, fuck.
Only you up there. Wait, that's a South African word,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That's a South
It
African word
means
for sorrow.
porridge.
Phew.
It means porridge.
Porridge. Henny, how many times do you win with a fantastic execution of kind of a mediocre plan?
Never.
Wait, no, you misunderstood the question.
Okay.
Okay, let's say you've got a plan that isn't the best, okay, but you
Yeah.
shoot it really well. How does that go?
Not good.
You shoot it really well.
Let me just. My mind is still on everything I did last.
Oh, yes, his brain is
So
broken.
my brain is exhausted.
All right, so let's
I'm
go back.
mind blown.
Let's go back. You have had. This is my second year with you, or my third year with you?
Third.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you see in these last 2 days?
I was doing dumb shit, and stage plan does not matter unless I am happy with it and it is in my brain and I am satisfied with my stage plan and I execute it in the correct way that I walked it through. I shot my best stage.
Yeah. His brain is broken. His
brain.
body is broken.
Just
So let's
completely.
go back if you can.
Okay.
What did you guys see when she and I worked with these guys at the same time? So this is the best part. We have a brain surgeon who's a new shooter.
Yeah.
And he looks like a newborn horse trying to walk. Right? Like he's got arms and legs and he can't work them right and he's got a staccato and there's trigger problems. He comes back to me after half a day with Kita. He's a different dude.
And we had somebody say that, right? He's a new person.
He's a new human being.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the magic that's being created here. And I'm trying to get people to understand it. Not so we can sell more classes, because of course I want to do that. But I want to save people years upon years of struggle. So check it out. You come hang with Steve, you get mental game, you get shot calling, you get accuracy, you get speed, and that's awesome. And that's 4 hours of instantaneous improvement.
Yes.
And then you go see the scientist. She's got her lab coat on, and she's like, forget all that stuff Steve told you. We're going to take 5 seconds off your stage.
Yeah.
And you saw it.
I saw 10 seconds off a stage.
You saw 10 seconds off a stage?
I did.
And didn't you have to check the timer to make sure that you got all the shots? Tell that story, because that's why I went and got the microphone.
So I was running the stage as the RO for Kita, because she would sit and observe, which is where she gets her magic from, because she knows what to tell you and what to have you thinking about, trying to execute something slightly different. And I was running the timer. Everybody was going through the stage. Average time was, so they started out on about 16 on their dry runs where they haven't been coached. She gives them pointers, each person individually, and for the stage she would explain to them what would have been the best way to shoot it, and so everybody changes their stage plans and then they run it again. And the guy goes on the line.
Let's just pause right there.
Yep.
Okay, remember, stage plan doesn't matter as long as you're not doing dumb stuff. And she removes the dumb stuff.
She removes the dumb stuff.
Right. She doesn't do anything dumb.
No. And it's in a way that you would never see that small little spark of, it's like the Oprah moment.
Right. One of my favorite things that she says is, she says, it's not movement, it's a transition.
Yes.
Meaning when and she calls it flow, I call it blending. When you blend two positions, you don't have non-shooting movement. You now simply have a transition from the last target here to the first target there. And she minimizes that. She reduces the amount of time spent not shooting. Now, check this out, and please pause that thought. I thought I invented that phrase. We need hit factors about reducing the amount of time spent not shooting. When I reread her book that she wrote 5 years before I started saying that, guess what I saw in the book?
The same thing.
We need to reduce the amount of time spent not shooting. Like word for word.
Because it's points per second.
Right. Points per second.
And the less non-shooting time you have, the quicker you can be finished with everything.
Right. So after they spent a half day with her and came back to me, and then we shot a stage, I can always tell it was DeVitt.
Yes.
Okay. So the first guy goes, and it's pop pop, pop pop, pop pop, pop pop, pop pop, pop pop, and then DeVitt comes up, and I hear pop 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 pew pew pow boom bang 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 clank bang 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 boom. That's going to be a high hit factor because there's no time spent not shooting.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so go back to your stage story. I'm so sorry.
All right. So I'm running everybody. Stage times is gone down from 16 to about average in about 12 to 13, which is already great for a good shooter to take off 2-3 seconds off of a 16-second stage. That's a lot.
And how much time elapsed between the 16-second average and the 12-second average? Class time.
Probably about 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that the average went from 16 to 12 in 40 minutes.
Maybe even less.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you guys to write that down. During the Kita Busse stage planning portion of the Steve Anderson Kita Busse class, the average stage time went from 16 to 12 in 39 minutes.
Yep.
Write that down. Okay, please continue.
So I think it's the last guy that ran in the squad, and the very last target was on a hard lean. And I had to catch half the shooters from falling over or being unsafe and preventing that. So the last guy does the stage and flows like I don't know. He just flows.
Let's talk about things that flow.
Flow.
Lady time flows. 1 week a month we flow. A river flows.
Like a butterfly.
But does a butterfly flow?
No, but I was thinking about like sting like a bee.
Float like a butterfly,
yeah,
sting
float,
like a bee?
Yeah, you float in your flow. Anyway, last guy goes. Super smooth stage execution. It is flawless.
Flawless.
It just goes like, it seems like it's in slow motion, that type of thing. And it even looks like that. I catch the guy with the timer in my hand from falling over, with the timer kind of behind his back. And I turn the timer around and I see 10 seconds as the final time on the timer.
I thought it was 9 something.
No, it was 10.
10.
10:17 or 10.
And so okay, let's just hammer this home. 16.
Uh-huh.
And then 40 minutes later it's 12.
Yep.
And now this guy who is bow-legged.
Yes.
He's not a high quality athlete to look at.
No.
Right. His legs don't even work very well. And you saw on the timer
10.17, if I'm not mistaken.
down from 16.
From 16.
In how much time?
40 minutes odd.
So this is what people don't believe. Okay, so like when I was shooting actively and I was training, I would be so happy to get half a second off a run.
Yeah.
Or a full second off some exercise.
Yep.
You're telling me that in about an hour,
Uh-huh.
you saw 6 seconds off of the 16-second stage.
It blew my mind. So I turned
And check this out. I've been here for 7 years, and you've seen massive gains from my people. Now we introduce this,
Uh-huh.
and you're seeing. And how are the points? Let me guess. The points were crap.
Oh, no.
No, the points
No
were good.
deltas, no mics. I think he had maybe 2 or 3 Charlies on 19 round stage.
That's the magic. So check this out. These people, these 9 shooters, when they go to a match, now they're wearing stereo headphones. They've got Kita Busse in one ear
Yep.
and Steve Anderson in the other. How lucky are they?
So I had him go back after we were. So I turned to Kita, 10.17 on the timer. I turned to Kita and asked her, what's the round count?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've got 19 shots with 10:17. And she says, 19 rounds. But I hadn't shown her the time yet because I was scared I missed maybe the last shot or something.
Right.
And I'm like, this can't be. And then we have this massive celebration about the time. And then I kind of stopped them and I said, Eugene, go and walk your targets. Because he looks like he's not fully appreciating the moment because he's in disbelief.
That's because he shot subconsciously.
Yes.
And so we didn't do so he doesn't know something extraordinary has happened. He has no idea.
So he wants to now kind of say, yeah, but if I have a fast draw and it's a delta type thing.
Yeah.
So he kind of goes, what's my score? And I saw as he shot, he had good hits. I make him go and walk his scores so that he can believe that.
Yeah.
And then I have him take out his phone and take a picture of his time.
Yes.
So, and he says to me, yeah, but he doesn't belong like, we said that super squad time. And he still goes and says, yes, but I'm not a super squad shooter.
That's self-image.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have him take a picture of the timer.
Yeah.
I said to him, next time you feel like you don't belong in the super squad, I want you to take out that picture and look at it.
Right.
And
that will be an external imprint to his self-image that, yes, you did that thing. And I said, Eugene, please, please, please go write in your journal, not what happened.
How you got
how you did it specifically. And people don't understand that.
Yep.
So like they have a moment like that and they think, oh, that happened because I was there with Kita Busse or this happened.
It's a party trick.
It's a party. You can keep the party trick. And that is the fantastic thing about these classes, is that you get to keep the party trick. Now, let me tell you about Liani, because you weren't there.
No.
You weren't there for this. All right, so Liani, she comes to mental management. Oh, woe is me. I'm such a terrible shooter. I'm slow. I am inaccurate. My husband beats me every single time we go to the range. And she's just like made of sorrow. And I said, ma'am, you have got to quit talking like that. The same thing Laney told me.
Yep.
So when they put me on the super squad, so check this out. I was the first Grandmaster in Ohio. And then I thought, okay, well, I'll write a book. And then USPSA puts me on both super squads, my first nationals. So I sign up for open nationals. They're having production nationals the same year. I sign up because they're at the same place. And USPSA puts me on both super squads at my first nationals. And I called Lanny Basham. And I said, Lanny, I'm having trouble over here. I'm having trouble. I don't feel like I belong. And he goes, and you need to quit. Quit.
Quit what?
What? Quit the sport. Lanny says, you either need to quit the sport or you need to quit thinking like that. That's the same thing I told Leonie. And I just kept hammering her. You weren't there, but Henny, you heard me hammer her all day long. Ma'am, you gotta quit. You gotta quit it. Ma'am, you don't get to do that. Ma'am, you don't get to do that. So she finally starts changing her self-image.
Yep.
She quit saying these things. And when she came to me yesterday, this was a lost group of shooters that I had in class. You like that? Lost
in
class. Not last or class. She beat. So we have a
hot shots.
Oh, we have rock stars. So we have a Zimbabwe. That's Lucas from Zim, right?
Yes, yes.
So he's a Zim national champion.
Yep.
And then the PCC guy, DeVitt.
Yes.
He's pretty accomplished, right?
He's an athlete of proportion, and the fact that he took a handgun and he just did the same things he does with his other sport, he's just a natural competitor.
And then let's see, who was the other one? Andre.
Andre,
who owns Guns at Work.
Yes.
He's pretty accomplished, right?
He's a super squatter.
Oh, he is a super squatter.
Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. So Liani, Little Miss Frowny, when she comes to mental, oh, I mustn't. Oh, I couldn't. Oh, I never will be able to do this. My husband beats me at all times. I'm such a miserable failure. She beat those dudes.
Sorry.
She beat those dudes numerous times.
Individually? So
Yes.
she got stage wins essentially on
Yes.
all of them.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And all she wanted to do was beat some ladies, right?
Yes. Yes. And the combination of my mental game, my pistol training, and Kita's movement training, she beat every single one of these guys numerous times throughout the day. And she owned it, she believed it, and she deserved it. And check it out. So we kept score for 2 days because my second group was more experienced shooters. So we shot a lot more things for score. Because what I do is we go from training to match. Because you have to learn to do that.
Yes.
So my specialty is getting you faster, more accurate or accurate?
Accurate.
Oh, you said that like me.
Yep.
Accurate. Okay, so check it out. I help you become faster over here, more accurate over here, and then with match mode, we put them together.
Yep.
And then you go see Kita, and Kita goes, oh, that's real cute. Let's take 6 seconds off your time.
Let's make you faster shooter and faster mover and more accurate.
Yeah.
And make you smarter with your stage plans.
Right.
Yeah.
Simplicity and science.
Yes.
That's why this class is science and simplicity. So, but check this out. So the PCC guy who switched to pistol, he won overall. Okay. And then my Zimbabwe national champion, he had some mental game problems. And we argued pretty okay, so Kita's the hug and I'm the hammer.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes you need a hug, sometimes you need a hammer. And this was hammer time, baby. I was like, dude, you're searching for something technical.
Make it simple.
Right. Right. I'm the simple hammer.
Yep.
Right? Science hug, simple hammer.
Yep.
Okay, it's time for the simple hammer. And he was down 5%. He had kind of a bad stage the previous day. And I said, okay. And I very intentionally created pressure by reading the scores.
Yes.
All right, here's the scores. It was Luca and Andre. They were battling it out.
Yep.
Luca was ahead. He got scared. He tried to preserve his lead. He lost it. Andre pulled ahead.
Uh-huh.
And Luke was like, oh, woe is me. I'm losing again. I knew this would happen. Self-image.
Uh-huh.
Self-image. Right? And then with the last stage of the day, the last stage, Luca finally found process.
He made it simple, and he followed his process.
And he decided to be successful. He quit effing around.
Uh-huh.
Decided to become a warrior instead of a worrier.
Uh-huh.
And let's talk about that more in a minute.
We coined that phrase.
We did.
Yes.
We did. We did that. We've done so much awesome things. He decided to be a warrior instead of a worrier, and he won the stage quite decisively. Okay, so now he's won standard. And our PCC guy who just picked up a pistol like 2 weeks ago, he won the whole thing overall. He beat a Zimbabwe national champion with a pistol after 2 days with me and Kita. But check this out. This is what I wanted to tell you. My lady was 75%
What?
of the overall winner.
And she's shooting production, and everybody always says it, right? The PO guy always has better, higher hit factors because they got the cheater lamp.
Right.
So she got 75% of a cheater lamp.
Right.
Not irons.
Right.
Yeah.
Which gets, and check this out. So she's 75% of the production ops match winner. Okay. My Zimbabwe national champion was like 95. So she's 75% shooting minor production of a national champion shooting standard major. Say that one more time so people are listening.
80% off the Ironside guy.
Right.
Yes.
She's shooting 80% production minor of a national champion shooting standard major in 2 days with Steve Anderson and, well, actually 3. Yeah. Including mental management. Yeah. And she said the cutest thing to me. She said, Steve, I know you have a policy of not hugging pretty ladies, and I get that. But now that you're single, can I have a hug? And I was like, yes, you can. So hugging's now allowed.
That's awesome.
Photographs of pretty girls are now allowed. In fact, they're quite encouraged.
After class, you turn from the hammer into the hugger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's so funny. In the morning, she's the hammer and I'm the hugger. And then I go back to being the hammer and she's the hugger. And then later in the evening, it changes. Like it's all hammers and hugs around here. Hammers and hugs.
Do you know what was cool about Leonie when she came back from when the class was finished and somebody had a negative talk the way that she used to have? She corrected them immediately.
That's so awesome.
Because she picked it up. She's like, we don't talk like that anymore.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's so amazing.
Because it changes your whole mindset about how you think about yourself.
And life.
And life.
You saw me last year when I didn't even want to be alive.
Yeah.
That was rough. I'm sure that was hard to watch.
We were running out of Kleenexes with the amount of emotional trauma going on.
It was really bad. But now...
Half a guy.
Yep. So check this out. People, okay. Human beings can't quit smoking.
No.
And here I am sitting around 2 people smoking. And I'm doing great. So I use mental management to quit smoking and lose weight at the same time. So if you're listening to this program and you're struggling to lose weight, I can show you how to do it. If you listen to this program and you're struggling to quit smoking or some other bad habit, I can absolutely show you how to do it. All you have to do is want something else more than you want that bad habit. Yeah. That's all you have to do.
Because we think that replacing it is going to be a big struggle, but actually it's just deciding on the other thing instead of the,
Right. And coming back to shooting, right? So let's talk about the warrior and the worrier. Yeah. Right? So you run the timer for people.
Yep.
I run the timer for people all day long. Can't you tell by their body language how it's going to go?
Absolutely. Always. And
mental management makes you a warrior instead of a worrier. And look at poor Henny, he's still broken. Oh me, oh my body's broken, my head is broken, my beard is broken, my spirit, not your spirit though.
Because you can sometimes body language, but you've got facial expressions which will often tell you what that person is thinking and feeling.
Sure.
But you can tell by somebody's backside and their shoulders because you only see the backside. You don't even see their face when they're on the line.
Henny, would you please pour me some happiness into that cup? Thank you so much.
You can tell from their shoulders and their butt what their thoughts are without even looking at the face.
Right. And so you guys listening to this program, check this out. How many times have you gone to a stage worried and shot poorly? And then think about how many times you go to a stage as a warrior and now the targets are worried. That is the difference between being a warrior and a worrier. And Liani, I don't know that she was my most improved shooter. Ben, we'll talk about that in a minute. But she was by far my most improved competitor.
Yes.
Because prior to mental management, she would never have believed that she could beat these guys.
She's already an accomplished shooter. She's got a lot of the skills to you. You didn't have to teach her how to shoot necessarily.
No.
She's a great shooter.
I made her a better competitor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she walked away a different person.
A different human being.
Yeah.
Yeah. A different human being. And she showed up wearing normal sunglasses. And I was like, Liani, you got to ditch those things. Like, if you're wearing normal sunglasses, you're losing literally 30% of your vision. Like, you're just not getting that. So I gave her some Hunter's HD Gold Aviators, and it just changes everything.
She's in love with those things.
Right. So who was? I think we had 9 shooters in this class. Who do you think was the most improved?
Probably our 10-second guy.
Eugene.
Yeah. Because he's like a level 2 competitor. He shoots a lot of provincial leagues and stuff. I think he's done 1 nationals. And that was January last year or March last year or something. So he doesn't see himself.
Wasn't. Didn't. Let's make sure it's past tense.
Yes. He wasn't a high level national shooter.
Right.
And he comes in there and he beat all of them just by taking the things that you teach, fixing your thoughts and how you think about your self-image and all of those. And he takes the accuracy that you teach and then he combines it with the stuff that Kita does.
Right.
And the magic that she transforms your brain in the thoughts of...
You had no idea how smart she was, did you?
Nah.
I tried to tell you. And didn't I tell you? I said, Shanae, you are not prepared for how smart Kita Busse is. And you probably didn't believe me, did you?
I decided to reserve my opinion and not have a preconceived idea.
Right.
Because it's not the way to approach stuff like this. And it's also not a way for somebody to approach the classes either, right?
True.
To have an open mind, because like you say, a lot of the things in the top is
counterintuitive. Oh, we should talk about that some more in just a minute. But so check this out. You've known me for a long time.
Yep.
How many other instructors have you seen me align with?
None.
0. So if I align myself with an instructor, and you know how passionate I am about this stuff, and you know how I know that most of what's being done out there is BS, so for me to align myself with another instructor, that has to be pretty powerful, right?
You won't even align yourself with products that you don't agree with the value of it.
I won't align myself with what's it called? With an insistent instructor. Like you, I would for sure, but I don't even allow that.
No.
But for me to align myself with another instructor whose class I have never attended fully, what level of trust is that?
It's 100%.
If there's more than 100, it's more than 100, and you got to see it firsthand.
And it was so great that I could go and spend some time your side. And
Did you take that?
No. I could spend some time with you, and then I was like, I've seen this 100 times.
Right. This is just crazy train.
I excused myself from you, and then I went to go have a seat by Kita.
Right.
And just to absorb the stuff that she's putting out there and how she says it and the way that she spends a lot of time also not just shooting. She makes you sit down and she does class. Like classroom stuff. And then you have to sit there and take notes and pay attention to the theory, because it's not just do this. It's this is why we do and these are the steps. Write them down so that you can take that away and not have half the information just because we are overloaded when people do classes.
Right. Now, going back to Eugene, the reason Eugene was so successful was because we probably shouldn't. We will, but we probably shouldn't say this. So Eugene was in the underclassmen group, like the newer shooters.
Yep.
And I do this thing in class where I say, okay, if I tell you once, it's important.
Yep.
If I tell you twice, it's critical. If I tell you 3 times, I think you're not getting it. And what I told him in class is when you are shooting for score, subconscious stage plan, positive imprints, put the dot in the middle of the target. And Eugene got it the first time.
Yeah. Eugenius.
Eugenius. That's how smart he is.
Yeah.
Like, he trusted me.
Yep.
Like, the industry wants this to be complicated because they want you to buy things. Okay? So you're going to come see Steve Anderson and you're going to get the simplicity of, hey man, check this out. It's the Joey Sauerland plan. It's the Jay Beal plan,
Yep.
right? Get a subconscious stage plan with positive imprints. Put the dot in the middle of the target. And he's like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty smart. And you people listening, if you have ever found something that works better than that, then you need to create your own brand and go out and sell it. Because the only people that are talking about it is me and the people that are copying me. And you know who they are. Because once a month they say, oh, I did it. I discovered it. Anderson's an idiot, but I came to this conclusion on myself. I got to shoot at the speed of sight. Yeah, do you think that works? Yeah, that works pretty good.
And that's not a new concept.
But it's difficult to trust.
People think that it can't be that simple.
Right. And Eugene just let it be that simple.
Yes.
And that's why he did so well. Because he comes to me and he sees over and over and over again. When people see what they need to see, they shoot great. When they don't, they shoot like crap.
Yep.
And the dot makes it so easy. Like, you could forgive somebody with iron sights for a sort of a less than acceptable sight picture. But if you are firing a dot gun and the dot isn't in the, how do you say middle? Middle?
Yes.
Muddle. If you are shooting a dot gun and you are not putting the dot in the middle of the target, you're an idiot. Like, you're dumb. Like, what do you think's going to happen?
But I saw that with Kita stuff where they would do their walkthroughs and they would kind of glance past the targets.
Disrespect it.
And it's like, there's a target, there's a target, there's a target, because they are now super obsessed with getting the stage plan and imprinting your visualizations for your stage plan.
Sure.
But Kita would stop them and say, what does she say? Aim smaller or find a...
So she might talk about the quiet eye.
No, but
or she might talk about picking a small spot.
Small spot, yes.
Yeah.
I was just looking for the words.
Yeah.
So she would say, pick a small... You haven't picked a small spot. You haven't picked a small spot. And by doing that, you're programming putting the dot or the targets, the sights in the middle of the target.
Right.
In your walkthrough, you program either to be dismissive of the targets or you program to go find the middle of the small spot in the target.
Right. That's what this one particular shooter, he's so over-informed because the industry wants you to be confused. The training, so like me and Kita, we are not in the normal training industry because we don't do training, we do magic. Like, we literally make magic. And you saw it.
Yes.
But the training industry wants it to be confusing, and here's why. It's because they have 8 classes. They have 101, 102, 103, 104, right? What we have is science and simplicity. You're going to come see Steve. Well, you really have to do mental management first.
That's why I always include it in the weekend class.
You have to do that first.
It's not optional.
Right. Because people are laboring under some misconceptions. Oh, I must get out of my head. Nonsense. You cannot, will not ever be able to get out of your own head because that's where your thoughts live. You need to get into your own head and take control. I'm going to make a t-shirt that says, I control the imprints around here. Because I wake up happy every day. Like, I literally wake up happy.
That's a choice.
That's a choice. People don't know that. You can decide to be successful. You can go to the match and decide to be successful. If you have an objective within your control, you can decide to be successful. However, the results are a variable. Therefore, it's the wrong thing to focus on.
It's probably one of the most powerful things that I do that was taught is the very first step on the flowchart. Because the moment you wake up and you open your eyes on match day is when you decide how it's going to go.
Right.
If you wake up, oh no, I have to go shoot a match today versus, oh yay, let's go beat some people.
Right.
And people I've been doing that for years.
Uh-huh.
And
Years.
years. That's the first step to success.
Yeah, that's the preset.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I cannot stress enough, like this stuff is supposed to take years, right? Joey Sauerland, new shooter, national champion, 2 years. 2 years. And he's not had Kita Busse's training.
No.
He's gotten there through sheer repetition. And that works. That works.
That's how you got there.
That's how I got there.
Yeah.
And Kita says, "Oh, Steve, it's so cute. Your knowledge of movement is from the 90s. It's not your fault." Right? Because all we knew was run fast, shoot fast. We didn't know.
Yep.
And when you're winning, you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
And I was winning. But I'd go to nationals and I would not win. And I couldn't figure out why. Meanwhile, at this exact time, call it mid 2000s, she's literally reading my book and learning how to shoot.
Cool.
Right?
That's cool.
Isn't that amazing? Right? And then things happen. And now she was inspired by my book to write her book. And here we are
presenting classes
doing it together.
That's epic.
It's unbelievable how cool this is.
Life just happens to work out sometimes, right?
It just sometimes works out.
Oftentimes it doesn't, but this time it really did.
It really did. So what I need people to understand, if you want to do a class with Steve Anderson and Kita Busse, I can tell you, and now Shanae will back this up.
Yep.
So let's just establish some facts. Maybe you believe this stuff, maybe you don't. Okay, you've known me for 8 years, 7 years, whatever.
Yep.
Okay, how many instructors have you seen me align with?
None.
Well, Joey Sauerland,
Joey.
but you haven't seen that. Joey Sauerland and Kita Busse.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
You
Okay.
made an instructor out of him, essentially.
I did. Yeah. So Joey is doing a fantastic job doing Joey's version of what I taught him how to do. Okay. So Joey is into reps and part times, and that works brilliantly if you're young.
Yeah.
If you're young and enthusiastic, that works phenomenally well. However, if you are a little older and your body's not quite as capable, you can't do 2 hours of reps.
No.
You can't do it. So Kita removes the 2 hours of reps and says, okay, you could do a bunch of reps, or you could do it this way, because she studied it for 16 years. So what people don't understand is she looked at other sports.
Yeah.
What do baseball players do? What do football players do? What do figure skaters do? So all we have to do is do those things and observe the 180. That's it.
And she's also not making it super complicated.
No.
You would think that, figuring out how to move would require me to have 10 different tools in my toolbox,
Right.
etc., etc. And essentially, there's entries and exits. And there are 3 variations of those with principles of how to move your body in such a way for you to be able to execute those 3 variations of entries and exits.
Right.
And it's that simple.
It's that simple. It's quite amazing.
Yeah.
So I told you, you've been to 201 hours of Steve Anderson training.
Yeah.
You might not have thought there was anything left. And now, what have you seen?
I learn stuff from you all the time, but this is just on another level.
It's another level.
It's not something that because you moved from the 90s, right? And you can hardly move at all.
Hey, I'm doing great.
It's not a tool in your toolbox. And now we've completed this.
The other
we
half.
didn't know what we didn't know, so that was missing out of your toolbox.
Right.
And now it's part of the class toolbox that is available
Right.
for people to attend.
Right. So let's just cap this off. I'm not sure what that means. Let's finish this off. Average stage time, 16 seconds.
Yep.
40 minutes later, average time, 12 seconds. And then the guy that's bow-legged, who's been shooting a very short period of time, goes from 16 seconds to 10 seconds. He shot the stage so quickly that Shanae didn't think the timer was working.
But if there's 19 shots with no fill-ins, and that's the final time on the timer,
Right.
there can't be another explanation.
Right.
It has to be that.
It has to be that. There's no other explanation. Like, this is, I told you it was magical.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to be in South Africa. Are there any more opportunities with me?
Yes, so we've got class tomorrow, shooting on the move,
Okay.
which is amazing.
Amazing.
Then we've got match mode class, which is your favorite.
Amazing.
Yep. where you learn how to take mental management and apply that in real time on the range.
Correct.
And then we've got another weekend class on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, cool. And are there spots available in any of those?
On all of them.
Okay, so there are spots available. If you're in South Africa and you want to get on some of this magic, and does Kita have any more available?
She can also take more people. Yes.
Okay, so if you want to get in on some of this magic and you're in South Africa right now, you've got to get a hold of Shanae van der Merwe. Do the people know how to do that?
Yeah.
Everybody knows how to get a hold of Shanae. Okay, so there is still time to get in on some of this magic. And if you're not in South Africa and you're somewhere else and you want to go from 16 seconds to 10 seconds, all you got to do is send an email to steve@andersonshooting.com or 180firearmstraining@gmail.com. And I'm telling you guys, we will save you years of struggle. And particularly if you're a little older and or you have some injuries, Kita is extremely knowledgeable in how to do that. In fact, we're going to write a book together.
Oh, that'll be cool.
We're going to write a book called Retirement and Redefinition. Seriously, we are. Because I'm going to be a senior. I'm 52 years old.
Oh, you already are a senior.
Well, in USPSA, I'm not.
Oh, in IPSC you are.
I am. And my hair is silver blonde.
Yes, but you are half a person.
So, and by the way, Anna, on the subject of books, all of my books are finally back in stock. AndersonShooting.com. Shanae is going to sort out international shipping. That's your job for today, to get the UPS account fixed. That'll be fixed today. If you want a class with Steve Anderson and Kita Busse, I can promise you, I would almost do a money-back guarantee on this thing.
Yep.
Almost.
You can put a money-back guarantee on that. Firstly, you can afford it, and nobody's going to be unsatisfied. So, I say yeah.
Yeah. I'm just telling you. There is no, so you know I'm a man of principle, right? So if I'm going to align myself with another instructor, were you surprised by that?
I was.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on here?
Right. Steve Anderson's going to bring this lady over here. She's brilliant.
She is.
People don't know.
I sat up until 3 o'clock in the morning chatting with her because she's brilliant.
So brilliant.
But, and the other thing I wanted to say is if people from other countries, not just the US. I mean, we've proven that it's possible, and Kita does a lot of international training.
Right. Hey, look who's here. The Kita Busse is here. Good morning. Hi. We are currently recording a podcast right now. Would you like to say hi?
Hi.
That's about all she's good for. And the quiet girl goes back in the corner.
We can make... I'm more than happy to assist people that want to get you guys internationally to give advice on how to deal with 2 Americans in your house and how to
coffee.
I can give them a list of everything they need to do and need to know. I'm more than happy to help with stuff like that. So it's not a scary thing to think that I'm not in the US, I can't make this happen.
Yeah, it's so easy. You're great. And didn't you used to be a travel agent?
Yes.
Yeah, you're so good at this stuff. We've done it 7 years in a row.
I know.
Like, this is so easy. We can do this literally anywhere. But here's how it works. Check this out. This is so important. If you want to do this, you have to be sincere about it, because here's what happens. Oh, yes, I want to do a Steve and Kita class. Okay, let's pick some dates. Oh, I can't do that. Well, that's what you have to do. And you have to have people with money, because there is a fee for this stuff.
Generally, you need, I think for the 2 of you combined, you said it's like 16?
Ideally, we need 16 people.
Yeah. So you line up 16 people.
Yeah.
Get some type of monetary commitment, because people often say, I've been doing this for 7 years. I know when people say, oh, yes, I'm interested.
Right.
And by the time it comes to paying, then they
don't return your phone calls.
Frugal and stuff,
So check this out. What we can do, we can save you years of struggle. Like, it's so easy. You could go at this for 10 years, or you could go at it for 2 days.
Yep.
Those are your choices. Like, this is so much magic. I can't even, like, I can't find the words.
Have some more coffee.
Okay, I'll have some more coffee. Really, really magical.
I mean, our doctor, that's the brain surgeon.
Yeah.
He's older. He doesn't have that many years to spend figuring stuff out.
He doesn't.
So now he can be from a unsure beginner to he's already intermediate.
And we made him smile so many times.
I know. We didn't think it was possible.
How great was it to see Basil smile? Like, this guy doesn't smile, and now he smiles.
He smiles. He's gone from beginner to intermediate. He had the shot calling class with you as well. So he was attending 4 days,
He's the guy. He's the guy on the sticker.
Yeah,
Basil is the guy on the
Basil.
sticker. He's smart. Did I ever get his name right one time?
Yes,
I did.
that's it.
Basil.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. All right.
All right.
Let's see. We talked about going from a worrier to a warrior. We talked about science and simplicity, which is really what it's all about.
It is.
She's the scientist. I'm the simplicity guy.
But people think it can't be that simple.
It's so simple.
Yep.
So simple. We went from 16 seconds to 10 seconds.
Yep.
We had a lady come within 80. She shot 80% of the Zimbabwe national champion shooting minor.
Yes.
And she shot within 75% of the best shooter in the class. Like, we did that. These things happen.
She besides the shooting, she turned into a competitor.
Right.
Yeah.
And a better human being.
Yeah.
She says, oh, Steve, I'm so excited to apply. That's British. Dang it. Let's try
And she
it.
looks so sexy in her new Hunter's HD gold glasses.
Yeah.
Come have a seat if you want to talk. You got come have a seat. No?
It's just a sidebar.
Yeah. Not a side boob, but a side bar. Sorry. So sorry. All right. Are we, do you have anything else you'd like to add? It happens to me all the time.
He just rotates feet. No. So
That's why this one's swollen. It's in my mouth too often.
classes that are available, the magic that happens, the simplicity. No, we're good. I think that you just got excited about the 16 to 10, and now we've done like 40 minutes of...
My favorite part of this whole thing, like what I'm so excited about, is I don't have to teach movement anymore. Because I know a little bit about a little bit. She knows everything about everything.
Yep.
And now I don't have to worry about it. Now I don't have to go, oh, I think maybe this is the thing. Because I know some stuff, right?
Yep.
I can make some magic.
But now they've got 2 fountains of awesomeness to drink from.
Right. And I don't have to worry about it. I can focus on the middle game. I can focus on shot calling. I can focus on match mode. And then they can go see the scientist and get the real thing, not the 1990 version of it.
And immediately.
Immediately. Immediately. It's so awesome. All right, so she's going to say all kinds of things once we're done recording.
Yep.
But she's not going to say them now. She'll say them later. And we'll talk about them tomorrow. All right, so thank you so much for tuning into this. We are live in South Africa. There are still opportunities if you're in South Africa right now. If you are anywhere else in the world and you want some of this magic, get a hold of Steve at andersonshooting.com and we can make it happen, I promise. So until we meet again on the range, on this. Oh, and also there's always mental management opportunities. And so I get these emails. Hey, Steve, I've been listening to your podcast. Please help me. It's so simple, guys. Go to the website, andersonshooting.com. Is it classes or upcoming classes now?
Classes.
Classes. Okay. There are always online mental management classes. So quit sending me emails about what to do and sign up for the class. That's where it starts. And if you want a class in your area, all we got to do is pick a date, but you need to commit. We can't be sending 17 emails back and forth. Oh, August the 3rd. Oh, no, September the 14th. Nonsense. Pick a date and commit, and let's get this done.
So that we can
get to work.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted your exit.
We had a great entry. Now let's have a great exit.
Yes.
All right, till we meet again on the phone, on the Zoom, on the range, or anywhere else. Be like us. Be like us. Be like Ussy. Be like Bussy. And get to work.